Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for joining me. I am so excited. Niccie Kleigel is here, and she's going to be joining us in just a minute. We're going to tell you about an amazing mastermind that we are putting together for you. And I'll tell you why. We're going to both go through all of the steps. So grab your popcorn. This is going to be a little bit longer of a live video because we want to go through all of the steps that we're going to be doing in our mastermind for next year. And right now, Niccie is getting off a Zoom call that we have already welcomed some people. We already have people signed up for this mastermind. And here's why I'm bringing this to you is because it's only open to a limited number of people. It's not open to a big group. And we're going to tell you why. This is specific because during mastermind sessions, if you've never done one, again, stick with us. We're going to tell you every step of the way what you're going to be doing, what we're going to be talking about, what you're going to be learning, because this is time for you to be successful in 2022. So many things have gone on in the past 2 years now. Can you believe it? And it's about time that we are putting ourselves first, because we've learned this is something that Niccie and I desperately wanted to do for ourselves, is to put ourselves in the spotlight and go, okay, this is working, this isn't working. And we were thinking about, wow, we should get together every Sunday and go over our wins for the week, our losses for the week, and then talk about how we can be better. So Niccie, are you there?
Can I talk now? Can you hear me?
Yes.
So thank you guys for waiting for a little bit while I was doing this. We have some people on Zoom. We've got just 2 left in there. We got them all scooted over to Shemane's Facebook page. So go ahead and head there, you guys. Barbara and Kevin, nice seeing you guys. Head on over there. We know Kevin knows how to get on this because he's on all of yours. But yes, today is really just a master class for you guys to get a taste of what it is that we have done quarterly and what we just want to share with people. Next year, we hope to do more because people are asking for it. But we wanted to just get on here for free. Everybody's charging and doing these expensive master classes, and we just know from these ladies how powerful it's been.
Yes.
It changed us.
Jane is asking, is it too late to sign up? No, that's why we're doing this.
It is.
With us.
Yeah. You know, we're going to be putting a link in here for all of you guys, all your Facebook people. We want you to use this link. In fact, Shemane will put in right now. It's the one that says Legacy CK page.
Okay.
She's going to put that one in there. It is a link for you to sign up for tonight's show, which sounds a little weird. Why would you sign up when you can live stream? We want you to sign up because we have free stuff for you. At the end of this, you're going to be getting some really cool downloads that really my community, your community, everyone used throughout the year. So we want to share it. In fact, 3,000 people downloaded these. So, I mean, you guys want these. So use that link, even though you're already in, it's a link to sign up for tonight. Do it anyway. So we have your email address and then we'll be able to get you your freebies. Okay. So Shemane, shall we get started?
Yes, let's get started. And if you're watching this and you want to get in, take a screenshot or take a shot with your cell phone so you can get that link. Yes, let's get started. We've got a lot to go over here.
So we have one soul survivor. I don't even know if he's doing it on purpose, but it's our friend.
Kevin?
Yes. Kevin, sweet friend, I'm hanging up on you on Zoom. Head to Facebook. I know you know how to find Shemane's page. We'll see you later, friend.
Yeah. And so now, Niccie, we're going to share some slides that Niccie has so wonderfully put together for us. And we're going to tell you about everything that's going to be involved in the mastermind class that Niccie and I are going to be hosting. I want to say next year, but it's already coming up. It's crazy.
Yeah. And we'll save that for the end. I mean, honestly, this is just to teach you and give you what we've been doing all year long. So let's start. Okay. So I'm going to share screen. And click here and tell me, can you see this, Shemane?
Yes, I'm going to add it. Awesome. There it is.
Awesome. Okay. So yeah, I'll do the opening slide, but you've
Okay.
got the first round. We work so well together. As you guys will see this like what we've been doing all last year is this sort of tag team thing, and it just works. But yeah, so today is all about leading and succeeding at work and life. It's a masterclass. It's things that we're starting to do. We're going to go all in next year, but we've been doing it quarterly, getting tastes of this, and our community of people we hang around are doing it, and it's really changing our lives and theirs. And it's all about really figuring out how to tune out the world and get God partnered and stuff.
Yep.
So yeah,
Absolutely.
Shemane, you start here.
Okay, so who is this for? It's for men and women who are ready to turn away from false narratives and ready to, I got to put on my glasses, girlfriend.
That's me for you.
Okay. Oh, there we go. Who are ready to turn away from false narratives and ready to lean into truth that leads and succeeds. So if that is resonating with you, we want you to join us. So stick around. We've got more.
Yeah, I'm noticing this is a Niccie typo, so that's not Shemane. Let's keep going. All right.
Okay.
So yeah, tell us more about this. Like, why are we doing this then?
Well, Niccie, I'm glad you asked. We're doing this because we've had over 70 women who have done our quarterly workshop with us last year, and they have had so many successes and they want more. And you know what? Niccie and I want more. We want to do this. So this is why we're doing this. It's open to men and women. And we've learned the most important thing is how faith changes lives.
Yeah, I love that. Like we were getting messages in your public forums and privately of men saying, this is great that you keep giving to these women, but when is it our turn? And
Right.
the truth is you do, because of Ted and yourself, Shemane, you do have a lot of men followers, and we want strong men. We want
Yes.
men that like us are getting free and not held back by this world. And so, yeah. So today we're going to talk about 5 things. This is all just gives for you. I don't know who's there. She can see the numbers and who's in different places. I can't see it, but I'm just telling you, if you're here tonight, we are so happy that you're here with us. And these things are just for you. So we're going to give you some tips and tools for wiping out stress. We're going to talk about 4 things we can do to help you live confidently. We're going to talk about tracking and how important it is to do some tracking so that we can really triumph. We're going to talk about the difference between being a victor and a victim. And then last, we're going to talk about 3 keys to energy, focus, and joy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This is Shemane's.
Okay, so this is me. I have to start this out by telling you the stressful day that I've had today. And I'm so grateful and I feel so blessed that I have the energy to do everything. I was just telling Niccie before we got on, I got up at 5:30 this morning, and I never sat down. I have been going and going and going. So I know the importance of being able to wipe out stress so that you can do God's good work. How do we do that? How do we wipe out stress? Well, in this mastermind, we're going to tell you about how important meditation is, how important to quiet your mind, to exercise, get the proper nutrition, and that will help you wipe out stress.
And those priorities, man alive. All right. So you're breaking them down. Let's hear more, Shemane.
So meditation, a lot of people think, who has time to meditate? Well, in our session that we just finished on November 11th, I think was our last session. Just recently we finished. I had everybody do 2 different 2-minute meditations. And I took a poll before and after we did those 2 different 2-minute meditations. And everybody said, like, I have goosebumps right now. Everybody said they actually felt more calm.
Yeah.
So if we are going and going like I've been going all day, and we don't take time to be quiet, we don't take time to listen to God. If we're always, which we always have to pray, but we have to set aside time to quiet our busy minds and carve out time so that we can listen to God. So we're going to get real. We're going to let go. And this is when real recovery happens, as we surrender and surrender all of our shortcomings, guys, our false narratives. And those are things, false narratives of things that we tell ourselves like, oh man, like I just filmed a video. I was telling Niccie, hope you don't mind it, like too much information, but
It's okay.
I just filmed a video for our TV show, and I'm filming a cooking segment, and it took an hour longer than it normally would have. But sometimes I have this false narrative. I tell myself, oh, you messed that up. You didn't do it right. We got to let that go, guys. We got to let it go. We have to listen. And this is what the world in our fast pace, which is what I was experiencing today, this is what we're missing out on. So how on earth could we ever hear God or the Holy Spirit nudging us and directing us if we don't slow down to listen?
Yeah, that's really good, Shemane. I mean, in my dream, I envisioned you actually making us tonight quiet down for a minute and talking through that. Do you mind? Because it was pretty powerful. Okay, I do. Yeah, I can't see I can't see myself in the screen. So gosh, I hope I look decent when I'm like, but
I can see you. I hope everybody, if everybody can comment in the comment section, I think what they're seeing is you and I, little pictures, and then the big screen of the meditation.
So
I think that's what.
Yep.
Okay, so what we're gonna do, let's do, I'm gonna set my timer. All I'm gonna ask of you guys is 1 minute.
Okay.
Can we do 1 minute?
Yes.
I want you to take a poll, like an internal poll right now. And how are you feeling? Like, I know where my stress number is on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 is high. I've got a number in my mind I'm going to tell you about later. Okay. So have that number in your mind, and we're going to start right now. Okay. I want you to take a deep breath, as deep as you've ever taken a breath before, filling up your lungs with air, expanding the rib cage, inhaling deeply. Hold that. Now exhaling ever so slightly, as if you're breathing through a straw. And I want you to continue to breathe that way. And you can close your eyes if you'd like to, but just listen to my voice. Try to relax your head and your shoulders, your jaw. Do an internal body scan of where you're holding tension. Relax your abdomen. Relax your fingers. Relax your thighs. Continue that deep breath. Inhale. Hold it. And exhale. You guys, that was just 1 minute.
I know. And I thought it was so good. Like, call me crazy. I don't care who's all listening, but it's amazing. So like, they don't know this, but in our group that we're going to be starting next year, we're meeting every week on the Sabbath. So we're going to try to teach each other to do nothing, work strenuous, no work and stuff, but then each night come regain. And she's going to start each one of them with that. Like, I think it's so powerful. Thank you for doing that.
You're welcome. And even though it was 1 minute.
Yeah.
My internal number was 8. Like, yeah. I am freaking not stressed out in a bad way, but just I've been going all day long. Yep. So I got that number down to 6 just by 1 minute of meditation. How about you, Niccie?
Yeah. Oh no, I was starting pretty high myself, but I felt like a 4. I love that. Like, if I could just make myself do that, and you could put a timer and do that with yourself. Yes. But I am looking forward to that, because I also know, in our group, when we do it, we're going to follow it with like getting filled back up with the Spirit and truth and light. And I can't imagine like the act of like kind of turning everything away, shutting everything down so we can, hear God. And I think it's just awesome. I love that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So we're also going to be talking about diet and exercise, because guys, we cannot continue to do God's good work unless we're healthy. And I'm telling you this just in case I have one person on here who hasn't heard my story. I got sick and almost died from toxic mold exposure between the walls of my home. And it took me years to get better, to heal myself. And now that I'm healthy, once you lose your health and you're lucky enough to get it back, it feels like I'm putting that first and foremost. Every day I wake up, every night when I go to bed, I say my prayers, and all throughout the day, I thank God for my health so that I can continue to do his good work. If we don't fill our body with superfood nutrition, we're not going to have that. We've got to focus on diet and exercise. And I'm going to go through all the steps in the mastermind of what I propose that you do. I am not by any means saying that you got to get rid of your Fritos, because I like Fritos, or your occasional glass of wine, or your nachos, or whatever it is that you enjoy. 80% of what I do is healthy. 20%, probably not so much. So I think it's good within moderation, but we're going to talk about all of that. And then exercise. A lot of people, have asked me, what do I do? Well, we're going to talk about exercise that works for you, because everybody is different. And if I told you the only way you were able to get fit or, get in shape is to do Zumba, and you just don't like to dance, then that's not going to work for you. So in our mastermind class, I'm going to go through the steps to help you determine what the right exercise is for you.
Yeah. And the people that are here today, we want you to know that, this class is designed for you to learn and for us to give you stuff. And yet we can't be on here for like hours and hours because, in our other group, we're going to be learning throughout the year, but we are going to share with you some of these things, even a couple of Shemane's workouts. So so stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Absolutely.
All righty. So now it's on to me. I'm going to talk a little bit about priority. Well, we all know these things, but we don't always take them to heart. And I speak from my own experience, right? You guys know, well, I guess a lot of you don't know my story, but I've been a director of nursing for 20 some years. I loved God. I went to church when I was younger, but I had never really stepped into my faith fully until I was about 46 years old. And now I'm so passionate about making sure everyone I know does and feels comfortable. And I see the transformation in the people I coach. I see the transformation in anyone who kind of starts applying the things that we know we should. The thing is, we don't know what we don't know. And that's where I was. So we know God is supposed to come first, but what does that really look like? And how do we do that? How do we learn to hear the voice of God? And yes, you can hear the voice of God. And we teach you that. And, we know that we're supposed to get to the Bible, but a lot of us don't want to get to the Bible. Like some of the freebies we're going to give you relate to hearing God. And like in a community that I run, there's Bible reading every morning by me. And then there are literally people, you guys on here, chime in, but there are people that come on live with me. I read to them and then we just discuss it and we learn a little bit, and it takes a half hour out of your day. The reading's probably half of it and we talk for half of it. There are so many things. Prayer life is another thing. I didn't know how to pray. In fact, even when I stepped into my faith fully, I did the kind of praying that I think everyone does. For one, I prayed at supper. I taught my family to pray at supper, but when you're going through the drive-through McDonald's because you're running to games, okay, well, now I'm not at the table. For some reason, I didn't pray. And whatever happened to breakfast and lunch? Like, does God not care about them? Like, I didn't understand. Well, now my prayer life is, I've done studies on it and I teach people how to pray, postures of prayer. It's so powerful when we really learn to tap into God and tune into him. The next thing is, and I got to look down. Yeah, good. I want to make sure that I wasn't, gonna spill the beans on all my slides by sticking on this one for so long. The next one is accountability. We have this where, we struggle to maintain accountability. Shemane and I are starting that other group that we've been talking about next year because of us, the women that we were working with, ourselves wanting to be able to take ownership with each other, and knowing that if you don't, it's just like a goal, like at the new year, you say, oh, my New Year's resolution is whatever. And by the middle of January, it's forgotten. And so that's why we know that we have to, Shemane and I commit to each other, and we're with each other usually every week and touching base. And what are we going to do? And now we're going to have this real structured way. And then goal setting, we have this thing called God goals. Let me tell you, if you've ever tried to do a goal just the regular way, it's great. We know, SMART goals, they need to be specific and measurable and all those things that the SMART acronym's about. But try doing a God goal. So there's 3 different things you can do, and it's pretty powerful. So Shemane, I realized I just took your slide, didn't I?
No, all right. Don't worry.
All right. So, all right. So 4 steps to confident living. So let's go ahead and break these down. So the first one is it's never too late to tap into the Trinity. I gave you a little tidbit on me. I was 46 years old, but if God isn't working in your life or you feel like he isn't working in your life, I'm telling you, it's not too late.
Mhm.
Philippians 1:6 says, and so I am sure that God has begun this good work in you, will carry it until it's finished on that day. So the same power that raised Jesus Christ is the same power that can work in you, and God is not done with you. He who began this good work in you will carry it out and will finish it. And we just have to help you know how and how to tap into him and step into all that. The next one, there's 4 things. So the next one is God listens to you. That's the second one. But like I said, some of us don't really know how to pray, or maybe we do, but it feels like he's not hearing us. And so, yeah, we want to help you on that. So 1 John 5:14 says, we have courage in God's presence because we are sure that he hears us if we ask him for anything that's according to his will. Well, is that the trick then? What's his will? There's actually 8 things that we can do that help us know that God hears us and will answer us. And like I said, I can't really teach on all of those, but we're giving some of this away in a freebie. So let's go to the next one. But be assured, when we pray according to his will, we get an answer no matter what. The third one then is that we are God's children. Think about what you have done for your own kids, right? And tell me that your kids haven't been pretty rotten to you at times, right? They've maybe forgotten you. Like a lot of us are empty nesters now, and you're like, don't you want my advice? I'm so smart. I've been around the block. I can give you good advice. But, they got to learn on their own. Well, don't you think God feels the same way to us? He loves so much more completely than even we can love. But yet we don't turn to him for advice like our kids don't turn to us. What if they screw up really bad? Are you kidding me? We would be the first ones there when they're ready to turn it around. And that's what God is for you as well. If you're listening, still hanging on during this, I want you to know that Galatians 3:26 is we are God's children. It is through faith that all of you are God's children, and we have this union with Jesus. So no matter what, we're all sisters and brothers. He's all here to help, and he will, no matter what you've been through, he's there. And now last, number 4, is that you're never alone. So some of us feel like we're up against too much, like literally the job, the money, maybe you're getting sabotaged. Maybe people are against you. Maybe you feel forgotten. Maybe everything's great. Then if it is great, you better be going for even more and trying to make a bigger dent in the world, enough that you're scared, like things are in sync for me. But that means I just need to push harder and get out more and do more until I'm in an uncomfortable place so I can constantly grow. But Deuteronomy 31:6 says, be determined and confident. Do not be afraid. Your God, the Lord himself, will be with you. He will not fail you or abandon you, no matter what you're up against. Mm-hmm. Don't try to do it by yourself anymore. God's got you. I want to make sure I'm getting a beep. Can you hear me, Shemane?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. So the next thing then is Philippians 4:13. I have strength to face all conditions by the power of Christ in me. Remember how I said earlier, the same God who raised Jesus from the dead is the one that can do great work in you. We just haven't figured out, all of us yet, and I haven't fully, but I sure know now compared to before how to tap into all that power. So I want you guys to know these 4 things for getting confident is these 4 things that God is around. Now, this armor, we love to talk about this. We talk about it often. I want to go over it with you real quick, and then I'll pass things off to Shemane. So when you talk about the armor of God, These are things that our people are getting really strong on. And as we're moving forward into next year, we're going to go deeper on these. But these are true things right out of the Bible. Several different places in the Bible reflect on these same things. But the sword of the Spirit, literally, this is Ephesians 6:17, and the sword of the Spirit, that is the word of God. So you have to think of this sword really like the Holy Spirit moves through the word of God. Remember, the Bible comes to life with the Holy Spirit. But that sword of truth cuts through the lies. So I don't know how many of you guys are getting caught in the lies of this world. We don't even know it. Like, we get confused. Like, wait, what is the truth here? Like, I mean, am I a girl? Am I a boy? I mean, like, think of these lies. So this will cut through when we just feel like, what has happened? Nobody knows the truth anymore. Breastplate of righteousness, Ephesians 6:14. And that's this place where we know that that's where our heart is, where everything comes from. Our heart. God knows our heart. Even when we screw up and make mistakes, he knows our heart. And that's where the grace comes in. We'll get that shield on there so you protect your heart. The next one is the belt of truth. Okay, can you stand your ground with truth around your waist? Well, think about what makes your core. If you have that belt of truth, your core is strong. And that's when you're able to stand up to other people when they're trying to tell you something that you don't agree with, or if they're trying to manipulate you, or if you feel insecure, then you get on that belt of truth. How about the helmet of salvation? That's our cloudedness, our confusion. The enemy loves to confuse us. And so when we are thinking like, I'm not enough, or, these things that aren't true about ourselves, we have to protect our thoughts. And this salvation really, really means I'm a child of God. That means I've given myself to Christ, and I know I'm going to heaven. I know I'm royal. When we know that, we are no longer confused about what you tell me I am, because I know who I am. I'm a child of God. So then the shield of faith, this you want to carry with you so that you can quench any burning arrows of the evil one. You have to literally think, like, as Satan is throwing attacks against you, and we have them all day long, night long, we don't even know it, but you literally have the opportunity to have a shield around you. So as they come, they're bouncing off. And some of us know this. Like, we think, or even people will say to us, like, how do you skirt this? Or what about a car accident you almost got in, and you know that if you would have left 1 second sooner and hadn't run back in the house to grab whatever, you'd have been a goner. It's things like this. And last one is the shoes of peace, or the boots of readiness. I like boots of readiness a bit better, but this is where you're in that tight spot and you don't know what to do. And those boots of readiness have you always prepared and ready to go out next. Okay, I'm done. Your turn, Shemane.
I love that. And I read Ephesians often and refer to that because a lot of people, and I will, Niccie, we've known each other for 5-6 years now. And I too am kind of a late bloomer when it comes to faith, but everything that's been going on this past couple of years have really caused me to do a deep dive. And I've done a lot of research and realized that I can no longer just say my prayers and hope that everything works out. I have to be on the offensive. I have to put on that full armor of God. And I literally envision myself fighting off the enemy because you're right, it does happen all day and all night long. So I think it's so important. Thank you so much for doing that. Okay. So is it me? I'm loving listening to you, Niccie.
I always have the same thing. So I get what you mean.
Okay. So 3 keys for energy, focus, and joy. Energy, believe it or not, you may have heard this before, a body in motion stays in motion. So if you've ever sat on the couch for a rainy Saturday afternoon or whatever, it's kind of hard to get up and leave that comfy zone. But if you make it a point to exercise, and we can start out small, and I'm going to go through all the different types of exercise and how to get started and what types of exercises you should be doing. I think it's really important to do something, anything, every day, and keep your body moving. Focus. Get in a group of like-minded people that Niccie and I, and again, this is why we're doing this. We wanted to be accountable to each other. I want to be better, stronger, and faster, like the $6 million man, who remembers that? I wanted to be better. I still do. Every day, I know I can improve. Every day, I know I'm human. I make mistakes. And I want to try to be better. And sometimes, if we're not accountable for those mistakes that we made, we kind of slip. So this is an opportunity for us to focus on what we want for us, for each other, and what God wants for us. And then as a result, we find more joy in life. And joy is a choice. It's not just an attitude. I'll never forget, we've been to Africa many, many times. I've told Niccie some of these stories that, there's some of the people that when we went to Africa on different safaris over the years. In fact, I'll tell you how long we've been going is my son Rocco, who is 31, was named after Dr. Rocco Joya, who has a 50,000 acre tomato ranch in Hoedspruit, South Africa. That's how long we've been going there. And we've seen a lot of the workers there. Some of them wear the same exact clothes every single day. Some have no shoes. Some don't have the belongings that we would think, no, not a cell phone, clean water, things like that. And I'll never forget, like seeing the smiles on their faces all the time when we would just have a conversation or thank them for coffee in the morning, whatever it is. It is an opportunity for us to kind of look at, okay, is the glass half empty or is it half full? So we're going to talk about how to insert more joy into your life as well.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. So, you're giving some stuff away. Now, this is for everyone who makes it onto the end of this, right? I mean, they just get this.
We're going to talk about this. And I realize how accountability plays a key role. Again, you mentioned it, Niccie, when we first started. We can have New Year's resolutions, and by January, 9th or 10th, or even 2nd or 3rd, you forget about the New Year's resolutions, and there's the donuts and the cupcakes and not working out and everything else. So tracking for triumph is very important. And again, this mastermind session is going to be for people who want to have success in 2022, who have said, I'm done with that past life. I want to be accountable. So we're going to give you all kinds of great information to help you track for triumph.
Awesome. Yes. But those of you listening do get this. Okay.
You want me to post it or post it at the end?
You can, we'll post it at the end.
Okay.
But
So
stick
with us, we're almost done.
Yeah, stick with us. Yeah. And then I was going to say also these forms, I'm noticing both you and I kind of had women. We might have to redo our forms in some gray or something, right? So victor or victim, this is quick, guys, but it's important. So I like this visual here because remember the acronym, it's just 2 words. When we find ourselves in bed, blame, excuse, deny. If you hear yourself blaming yourself for why you're in the place you are today, or that things aren't just as settled as you wish or as awesome as you want, if you make excuses, like, well, we don't have the money, or maybe, well, I, just lost my job, or I just, whatever, many horrible things have happened to people throughout this year. And some of them had their best year ever, even under all this triumph. Now, remember that what the enemy meant for bad, God turns around and makes for good. So no matter where you at, when we're sitting in those places of bed, where we're laying in bed, we can't win, we're blaming, excusing, denying, we're not with God. And we got to get God partnered, because with him, we're in that boat and he's saying, go over there and cast your nets and get those fish. We want to get out those oars and take ownership, accountability, and responsiveness. BED or OAR, ownership, accountability, and responsiveness. Okay. So it's a good memory, a thing to remember. So my tracking for triumph, I have it as well. What I am going to give away is a calendar for 2022. Last year, thousands of people got these. So there's kind of a manly looking one and kind of a girly looking one that I just realized I should have thought of that with the other tool, but you can choose whatever one you want, but basically there's daily sheets where you plan and track, your devotion and goals and things like that. And then also a monthly thing for expenses or journaling, and that sort of thing. And then also calendar sheets for the month. So 2 different colors. All right. So now let's get to this a little bit. So this is tonight's registration. That is on the ticker there. That should be heading around. Can you put that in the comments, or is it already, Shemane?
I can put it on the
So
comments.
even though it's signing up for tonight, do not worry about it. Do it anyway, because that's how we get your email address and give you these free things that Shemane and I both have. So her unbelievable, I love her sheets. I have them. So it's tracking exercise and fluid and foods and giving you all kinds of tips. Mine is more like a planner. An awesome planner. I spend about $100 on my planner every year. And then I made my own, which is a little better than the one that I would buy. So get that. So we'll send that all out to you. And then I really wanted to tell people about our mastermind before we get off, because we already have a bunch of people in it, and we might have more people interested now that they understand what this all is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Post the link to register. So if you want to just take a screenshot or take a photo with your phone and go here today, and register, because it is going to, this is my favorite part of it. Should we tell them about the hot seat or no?
Yes. Let's tell them. Should I go to the page so they can see everything that's listed? The hot sheet's on there. Okay. Yes. So there's 2 different links. One is just to get your freebies to sign up tonight. The other link, though, is this same page that I'm giving you. So this page right now that I'm on, you have this link in your comments. Do they, or should I put it in there? Mastermind?
I can put it in.
Okay, that's the one that says Mastermind. That's to this page here, you guys. And this is what Shemane and I are doing next year. And we're so excited. And several of you are already in it. But we kind of say, are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? And this world's busy. It's bringing us down. And we know there's more out of life. Maybe some of us are feeling like we just want to take charge and control over our days once and for all. And then these are some things we have. Yes, now men, we're finally including you. It's for men and women, those who feel like maybe they're unproductive. They really want to start winning at work and life. Individuals are sick and tired of being sick and tired. And then anyone who wants inner core strength. So this program is all based on this book, Built to Lead, right here. And Chet Scott is an amazing from the service leader who trains up people to be strong and Christian men and women. It'll be starting at the first of the year. But yeah, here you can, Shemane, carry on about these, because the hot seat's in here and I know you love that.
Okay. Well, I love it. I have to say that with a disclaimer. It's a little bit uncomfortable.
And you don't all have to do it, but
you don't have to do it at all. But I found when I've done other masterminds and I'm on the hot seat, I have to be accountable to other people about the things that I said that I wanted to accomplish and why I wasn't accomplishing them. And then it's an opportunity for us to help give some guidance and suggestions, and you don't have to take it, or you can. So that's why I love it. It's really going to push you to that next level.
Yeah. And don't you find when you're in those sort of coaching situations, this is how it is with me and those who coach with me, is they're like, I learned so much by the other person's, whatever they're dealing with, because we're all the same. We just have a little different, nuances, but we're all struggling with the same stuff. And when we find, like, especially in masterminds, and we're not opening this up to very many people, it's probably already half full. We really kind of only want, 20. I don't know if we might even go to 30, but probably just 20, because we want to know you and really give you a lot of time. So anyway, you get to supporting each other and caring about each other, and you're praying for each other. And I mean, it's powerful.
It really is powerful.
Do you want to read those bullet points of things that we're doing? Or do you want me to? I
Go
mean, you.
for it. I got to put on my glasses. Go for
Yeah,
it.
I got it. I got mine on. So,
Okay.
Shemane is literally going to open us with a meditation every single time. So it'll just be short, but it'll get our headspace. Now, this is on the Sabbath. We're going to we're going to stay away from our work. We're going to play, rest, and then we're going to come back and we're going to go to like a faith-based meditation. And then we're just going to do a little exercise that you guys are going to use as a Sabbath. You're going to look back at your week. It's a form that we've made that's really cool. And you just fill it in. It's almost an act of journaling and reflecting. It's easy. It's just questions. You'll look back at the things that you need to give God glory to for the week. This is how you increase your faith, by noticing what he did in your week. We're so busy, we forget to look back and be like, man, that he was there. He showed up, and then you lean in next time more. And the things we screw up on, we need to lay them down because guilt and shame is holding us back, and we're done with it. Jesus died. We don't need to carry it around, so we need to let it go. And then we spend some time in the hot seat. We're going to motivate each other. And then we have goal setting before we head out. So it's going to be a pretty powerful little hour and a half. It depends on how long it takes. But yeah, let's keep going on this. And then this I can kind of skip a little bit. I want you to go read it, but this is the back cover of that book, Built to Lead. So I'm going to show Shemane, when we're done, will you get out your book and kind of show them on the big screen?
Yeah.
If you have it. Okay.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. And then bonuses, like you guys being part of this mastermind is going to give you inside access to my community and all of Shemane's things, like her freebies, like all of inside her community freebies as well. So lots of stuff. And then a course here with this book. This course has 12 things that you're going to learn about personal excellence, leading with excellence, leading leaders, and then really being built powerfully to impact things. So I'm going to stop sharing. I just wanted people to really understand that this is awesome.
Yeah, I'm so excited, and I will show you this book.
Yeah, and everyone gets one.
Yes, it's just amazing. I just happened to open up to Lead the Afflicted and Addicted. I mean, every day. I mean, it's mind blowing. It's so and this is why we're doing this mastermind, guys. I want to do this. Niccie wants to do this. And if you want to join us, we're going to be doing this with you.
We're excited about it.
We are confident that this is going to be life-changing for you. I'm excited. Are you excited, Niccie?
I am. I didn't really tell them much about it. So literally when you join the mastermind, there is a tiny little thing for every day. Each day has one thing. And some of it is exercises. Some of it's just reading. But look, I mean, just cool stuff. And then each week, we just spend a little time reflecting, giving powerful points out of it. I mean, I'm so excited. It's going to be so good.
I am excited too. And now, one thing if you want to go to this page and register, there's also an option to make payments, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Am I okay to share the price, or do you just want them to go look there? Who doesn't want to have
I mean, I'm happy to talk about it. It's open. They're getting so much for this, but I want everybody to know that there's an opportunity for them to make payments, and you could talk about that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's $900 and some, and then with payments, it's, broken off in 3. So it's 3 months long, 90 days. And we did that so that everyone can kind of, make budget for it a little bit better. It's not for everyone, but also, I mean, you seem like my friend to me, Shemane. I mean, that's the way I see you first, but we also have to realize, like, you can't get private time with Shemane once a week in her inner circle for nothing. Like,
wow,
I mean,
you're sweet.
It's true.
I mean, you were telling me what, for coaching with you is amazing. I mean, it's changing people's lives. And, the masterminds that I've done in the past, this is a fraction of what
Oh,
that
I'm
costs.
in one. I'm in one that is 10 times this much.
Yeah.
So I pay to be in one that's 10 times this much. So yeah, it's all right. So I like this. I can't pronounce her name, but Super Sisters, like we
Yes.
are, and the men and women that
Yes.
will be a part of this group, I think are going to be true brothers and sisters. And it is going to be a time of just raising each other up and getting strong, getting rid of the ways of this world, and really seeing how we lead and succeed God's ways. I'm pretty excited about it.
I am too. Well,
Oh,
thank you, Niccie. Is there anything else you want to share with everybody?
no, just I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful night. Yes, for those of you who feel like, I just noticed one comment said, like, that's a lot of money. For those of you who don't, use our free stuff. Make sure you're signing up.
Oh.
Shemane and I both are so good about giving loads of stuff away. So,
And that's the link once again for the free stuff.
yeah.
If you don't do the mastermind, no big deal. Take advantage of the free stuff.
Absolutely. And somebody's saying that the name is misspelled somewhere. So Shemane's, I didn't know that.
Yeah, my name's always misspelled. So
But we'll get that. We'll get that. All right, guys. So I just love having you on here. I am excited. We'll see you later, I guess.
All right, guys. Have a great day. Make it a great day. Do something healthy and happy for you today. All right, Niccie, ready?
Yep.
Bye.
Ah!